Leader of transnational money laundering network pleads guilty to aiding drug traffickers organizations while co-conspirator is sentenced. Alexandria, Virginia, a Chinese national and naturalized U.S. citizen, pleaded guilty to his involvement in a conspiracy to launder at least $30 million in drug proceeds on behalf of foreign drug trafficking organization. Another Chinese national was sentenced to 7 years in prison for his role in the same conspiracy. According to actual court documents, Li, 48, played a leadership role within a years-long conspiracy to use foreign casinos, foreign and domestic front companies, foreign and domestic bank accounts, false passports, and other false identification documents, and bulk cash smuggling to launder money on behalf of transnational drug trafficking organization whose main drug trafficking activities involve cocaine. The defendant dealt directly with members of drug trafficking organizations and their representatives to obtain and service contracts to move their drug proceeds. Once the defendant and his co-conspirators obtained a contract to launder drug proceeds, they would engage in financial transactions that were designed to conceal the illicit source of the original funds in return for the payment of commissions. The defendant laundered millions of dollars on behalf of drug trafficking through the global financial system in a manner that concealed the source and nature of the illicit funds. Global money laundering network enabled drug traffickers, cartels, to profit from their deadly trade, um, and it just underscores the Justice Department commitment to dismantle the actual financial infrastructure and transnational criminal organization to take the actual profit out of the crime. The DA's mission is to make our communities safer and healthier, which means bringing justice to the most dangerous individuals and organizations that traffic drugs into the United States and around the world. The actual co-defendant, Liu, 46 of Hong Kong, helped to execute the money laundering scheme. At times, Liu accepted bulk drug cash on behalf of Li, which he later deposited into bank accounts that Li provided. Additionally, Liu was the target of a month-long undercover investigation during which he attempted to bribe what he believed was a corrupt U.S. Department of State official to obtain a U.S. passport for individuals, including himself, who were not otherwise entitled to use the proceeds such as documents. This purportedly corrupt official was actually an undercover DEA agent. Liu agreed to pay him $150,000 for each passport. But these passports are going to be the real thing. They're going to be the real thing with real, actual um, names in the actual system. So these were going to be exactly like legit. And 150,000 is 150,000. That's a lot of money. And again, that's a lot of actual risk too. Li pled guilty to conspiracy to launder money. He is scheduled to be sentenced in this October, this week actually, and faces a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison as well as a $10 million forfeit money judgment. So they already have that money already. $10 million. Wow. And Li pled guilty to his role in the conspiracy and a separate bribery charge, but he got sentenced to 7 years. And in April 14th, a co-defendant, Chen, 46 of Brooklyn, New York, and Li, 49 of San Gabriel, California, pled guilty to their roles in the conspiracy. Chen was sentenced to 60 months imprisonment and ordered to forfeit $2.8 million. You know where it hurts. Additionally, Wu, 43 of Alhambra, pleaded guilty to his role in the money laundering conspiracy. He hasn't been scheduled yet, but he's looking at 20 years. And Chen, 40 of Belize, was charged in the superseding indictment for his alleged involvement in the money laundering scheme and drug trafficking conspiracy. See, he's the only one that got the drug trafficking conspiracy. So they were actually Chinese out of Belize moving cocaine. That is very interesting. He is pending extradition following his arrest in Lima, Peru. Chen was captured with significant assistance from the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol. And I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the actual agencies that were actually involved. Of course, the DEA, um, uh, from numerous offices from New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, all over the place. Um, Mexico, Belize, Indonesia, the Philippines, Australia, and all the agencies from the United States, including the CBP. That's a lot of agencies to be actually coming all together, and from actual Korea. And interestingly enough, the of Justice Department Office of Internal Affairs provided significant assistance. That means that there was actually corrupt law enforcement involved throughout this investigation that went under the name of Dark Castle and Taishan, Taishin Triangle. So there you go. Okay, guys, don't forget